W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater. Net.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8BYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2432, with a release date of Friday, June 7th, 2024, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The ARRL provides few insights into last month's cyber attack. Megapota sweeps the parks of Puerto Rico, and learning about amateur radio for college credit. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2432 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Charleston, West Virginia, here's Jim Dameron, NATMW.
As phones came back into service at the Connecticut headquarters of the ARRL, the League's communications remained sparse and carefully worded about the apparent cyber attack that disabled its network, servers, and other systems, including Logbook of the World. Breaking a public silence of not quite 1 week, the League said on its website that the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation and third-party experts had been called in early on to help investigate. The League said that managers formed an incident response team. The League's message, posted on the 4th of June on its website, offered no insights as to whether the source of the network shutdown came from an internal or external attack, but said the FBI told them they considered the incident, quote, unique, unquote. The League offered no further explanation. The ARRL has said that no sensitive data, such as credit card numbers, had been exposed, and any details about members were already publicly accessible from other sites. The ARRL's message said that the staff was testing applications and interfaces with an eye toward restoring their proper operation, but did not elaborate further. The ARRL contest portal was to be available on a limited basis, as the dates for International Digital Contest and the June VHF contest approached. Membership renewals were also being accepted online and by phone. Among ham radio outdoor enthusiasts, is anything quite so big as POTA? Try Megapota. In fact, that's what hams in Puerto Rico did late last month, and Andy Morrison, K9AWN, tells us how things went.
The nature of ham radio and the nature of nature itself connected in a very big way last month in the Caribbean as hams in Puerto Rico enjoyed the simultaneous activation of more than 20 parks throughout the island on the same day. One of the organizers, Emilio, WP4KEY, told Amateur Radio Newsline in an email, quote, May 26, 2024 has been written in gold letters in the book of amateur radio in the Caribbean because this has been the largest event to be held, end quote. It was as much a celebration as an activation. Hams participated from the Amateur Radio Alliance, KP4ARA, the Lars Radio Club, KP4NET, and numerous other groups worked stations in South America, Australia, Europe, and the U.S., and elsewhere in the world. Emilio told Newsline that this was the second event of its kind, but the inaugural Megapota, held on November 16, 2019, was nowhere near this size. As Emilio told Newsline, quote, Megapota offers for activators a unique experience that blends technology with the great outdoors, and hunters a unique opportunity to get those sometimes difficult-to-get clubs and parks, including some for the first time as activators, end quote. Emilio activated with his wife Wanda, KP4NYC, and his son Emilio, KP4HBK. Megapota 2025 is already in the works. Emilio said that next year's activations will include more demonstrations for members of the public stopping by and offer guided tours of the island's cultural and natural attractions. Next year, he expects to have even more to celebrate. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Planning and coordination were at the root of what made Puerto Rico's Megapota a success. Somehow, however, the stars seem to have aligned on their own among summits on the air enthusiasts in a number of European countries. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, explains.
Several groups of SOTA hams have decided quite independently to declare the 8th and 9th of June a big summits on the air weekend, each in their own way. SOTA activators in Switzerland and France are preparing for their respective mountain activation days during the weekend. In Wales, the big summit-to-summit event on Saturday the 8th will be followed by a hog roast. VHF is not left out, with the Spanish VHF SOTA FM event on the 8th, and in England, the 144 MHz Backpackers Scaling Summit on the 9th. If propagation is cooperative, all this could create some very full logs. Sometimes even when there's no organized international effort, enthusiasm seems to help things along. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
For more than 6 decades, Project Oscar was a success, but now Project Oscar is no more. Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, tells us about the organization that built and launched the first ham radio satellite and all that followed.
Amateur radio satellites were the reason Project Oscar came into being. From that first 22-day orbit by Oscar 1 in 1961, followed by subsequent satellites, a total of 121 Oscars over 6 decades. Now the organization is being dismantled, and AMSAT is to receive its remaining funds. AMSAT has also been given the right to use the term Oscar, which is an acronym for Orbiting Satellite Carrying Amateur Radio. AMSAT expressed its appreciation for the 64-year journey of the early organization and issued a statement on AMSAT News saying, quote, "The large and growing amateur satellite community owes its existence to those early pioneers who decided that amateur radio has a place in space and made it happen. AMSAT is committed to upholding the legacy of those early pioneers and keeping amateur radio in space," end quote. This is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
A special delivery is underway. The first rock and soil samples from the far side of the moon. China's mission to the dark side of the moon is returning with that precious cargo, the first samples of its kind gathered by any lunar exploration. The Chinese National Space Administration mission faced special challenges. Among them, the uncrewed mission relied on communication with a specially deployed relay satellite because there is no direct radio communication with the dark side of the moon. Created just this past February, the STEM Amateur Radio Club is already getting in quite a bit of airtime with balloons. Jack Parker, W8ISH, catches up with their progress.
Kids and balloons naturally go together, but when the kids, some as young as 9, are ham radio operators, you can bet that what fires them up more than anything are pico balloons. With Bill Brown, WB8ELK, as their mentor, Vicki Carnes, AD3I, who started the club, guided the youngsters in launching 2 pico balloons from the Xenia Fairgrounds during Hamvention. They are now preparing for a launch near Andrew Jackson State Park in South Carolina during Field Day, using the club call sign N4TVV-1. Vicki believes this is amateur radio showcasing some of its more educational moments to young hams. She told Newsline, quote, "The really awesome thing about pico ballooning, other than the technical side, is kids learn about world geography, and I think it stays with them because it's personal," end quote. In short, if they didn't know anything about the Aleutian Islands or the Canary Islands before, they do now because the one surviving balloon, W8BI-12, had those locations on its very trackable path. It recently completed a circumnavigation of the globe 8 miles above the planet, and the kids are along for the ride. If you want to share the tracking its 2-meter signal with them, Visit APRS-FI, the live APRS map, and in the top right corner, enter the call sign, N4TVV-1. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
NASA astronaut Sonny Williams, KD5PLB, and Butch Wilmore at last launched into space on the morning of Wednesday, the 5th of June, aboard the first Boeing Starliner, following a series of aborted attempts and delays tied to technical issues dating back to May. The pair are scheduled to stay on the ISS for about 10 days. NASA's Commercial Crew Program has a $4.3 billion contract with commercial space transport providers, and the two astronauts comprise Boeing's first crewed mission in that program. Time for you to identify your station. We're the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the N8NC repeater of the North Coast Amateur Radio Club, Brunswick, Ohio, Sundays 8 p.m. during the weekly Information Net. June's arrival means it's time to shine a little light on those beloved beacons of maritime safety, the lighthouses and lightships around the world. The weekend event coming up in August is not a contest, but you might say there's a little bit of friendly competition going on right now among operators in various countries to see who can register as many of these historic structures as they can. Jason Daniels, VK2, tells us about it.
Lighthouses and lightships have typically transmitted reliable light beams to guide from their journeys over the years. On August 17th and 18th, hams will be at many of those same sites, transmitting signals from Australia, Argentina, Germany, the UK, Belgium, South Africa, the US, and any other country that takes pride in the history that makes each of them special. Substations will be QRP, others may operate stations will be opened. There are no restrictions and guidelines. Registration is not talk and I strongly encourage it. Visit the website ilu.net for details. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
The United States isn't the only country which has seen debates over the future of commercial AM radio broadcasting. In Japan, AM transmitters are being increasingly shut off, as we hear from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
A handful of Japan's AM radio broadcasters have ended their transmissions. Operators say it's only for a trial period, so officials can study the impact of the loss of this form of radio broadcasting, which has been on the air in Japan for some 99 years. 13 of Japan's 47 AMers have gone silent, according to the Japan Today website. The trial shutdown is being conducted so the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications can evaluate the impact of the suspensions. AM station operators cite the increasing cost of maintaining and upgrading facilities that far exceed the cost of stations broadcasting on FM. They also note that FM radio and other forms of transmission are not prone to the same static and noise that can plague an AM signal. Many AM radio broadcasters are already offering something called wide-range FM as an alternative, allowing the same programs to be brought on FM radio, including public safety announcements for disaster preparedness. The increased popularity of podcasts also affects the number of radio listeners. Japan's Communications Ministry says the trial shutdown could finish as late as January 2025. At that point, the broadcasters will have to make up their minds whether to return to the air or go silent forever. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
It's no secret that leaders such as Gordon West, WB6NOA, and Carol Perry, WB2MGP, stand for the very best of what we can give back to the amateur radio community. Recognizing this, awards carrying their names are given each year at Hamcation in Orlando, Florida, where the next convention is set for February 7th through the 9th of 2025. The Hamcation Committee will accept nominations for these recognition awards through the 1st of November. Hams, whose efforts have focused on the nurturing and advancement of young radio operators, may be nominated for the Carol Perry Educator of the Year Award, which is bestowed on an individual who has an outstanding contribution to educating, mentoring, and advancing youth in amateur radio. Nominees for the Gordon West Ambassador of the Year Award should demonstrate ambassadorship in the true sense of the word, engaging in volunteer efforts that include promoting amateur radio at public events, fostering understanding among non-amateurs, and helping spread goodwill. You'll find links to the text version of this week's newscast that give additional information about the awards and provide access to nomination forms. In the world of DX, listen for Mike AB5EB on the HF bands as HQ9EB from Roten Island, IOTA number NA057 in Honduras, until the 11th of June. Mike will also compete in the ARRL June VHF contest, taking place the 8th through the 10th of June. QSL via his home call. The RSGB's National Radio Center Park is commemorating the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings by hosting special event station GB2DAY through the 9th of June. Listen on 80 and 40 meters where operators will be using CW and SSB. QSL via EQSL. 5 radio operators will be using their personal call signs from Isla Gorgona, IOTA number SA017, from the 7th through the 11th of June. Listen for HK4C, HK4LA, HK4SSI, HK4T, and HK4X. A special event call sign may be announced later. Operators will be using SSB FTFT4 on 80 through 6 meters. They'll also operate by way of satellite. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Listen for John K9EL, who is operating holiday style as FS/K9EL from St. Martin, IOTA number NA105 through the 19th of June. Although he'll be on the HF band, his main focus will be 6 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Never mind graduation ceremonies. At one prestigious university in Pennsylvania, the end of the semester ends not with a cap and gown, but an amateur radio license. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, explains.
The 3-credit course is called Introduction to Amateur Radio, and it recently concluded its spring semester in the College of Engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. This isn't the kind of weekend ham cram of one-day course many U.S. amateurs have become accustomed to. This is technology, history, and a bit of sociology. Taking students from the Radio Act of 1912, which gave the public its rights to the electromagnetic spectrum, to antenna buildings and operating safely in the field. Assistant teaching professor Tom Zidell, AA3TZ, told public radio station WESA that ham radio's changing technology will always ensure it has a future. The course was introduced in 2023, and never mind getting an A or a B, the real test is sitting for the FCC exam. Anish Zingani, K3RTL, who took the course, is now president of the University Radio Club. He told the public radio station, quote, "I think it's one of the very unique things about ham radio. It's a people thing. At its core, it's about the people," end quote. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Don't forget the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. If you're not too busy tuning your antennas or chasing the latest expedition, pick up a pencil and share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, we cannot accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to the ARRL, Amateur Radio Weekly, AMSAT, BBC, Carnegie Mellon University, CQ Magazine, David Behar, K7DB, DX World, Emilio Ortiz Jr., WP4KEY, 425 DX News, Hamcation, Japan Today, NASA, QRZ.com, shortwaveradio.de, Vicky Carnes, AD3I, WESA Public Radio, Yahoo News, and you, our listeners, That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website, arnewsline.org, and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners that if you like our newscast, leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, NATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 9 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater. PL110.9.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is John and my call is WO3X. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We will start with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that is complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, and confirming each call. Then I'll correspond with those 5 check-ins and ask for 5 more until the check-ins slow down. Then I'll go 1 at a time. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been corresponded with, I will close the net after repeating the announcements and giving one last call for check-ins. We also operate a band exploration net at 9:30 p.m. after this net. Please join us if you have the privileges and equipment. This evening, that net will be on 10 meters on 28.360 megahertz upper sideband. Okay, here are the announcements. This Wednesday is our in-person meeting or on Zoom, and we will be having the officer elections. Thanks to KF8ANO, we now have a nominee for every position. So we will have the election process on Wednesday. That's June 12th. In person at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ, address 130 Broad Boulevard, but get into the meeting by going to the parking lot, which is on 2nd Street south of Broad Boulevard, and the door is off the corner of the parking lot. You can also attend on Zoom and go to our webpage, www.cfarc.org, and scroll down the right side of the page, which is a calendar, and select June 12th and see the link for the Zoom meeting. Let's see, in a couple of weeks, there will be a field day operation that operates from 2 p.m. Saturday, June 22nd, to 2 p.m. Sunday, June 23rd. We will be setting up probably Saturday morning, and we intend to operate all the stations hopefully for 24 hours for all the stations. So this Wednesday after the elections, we will be having a further discussion about Field Day and what all is planned for our operation, and who all we might need to help with the operation and the setup and teardown. Okay, let's see. That's all that I have in the way of announcements right now. So with that, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for any officer or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club.
Good evening, John. W8EZT.
W8EZT. Go ahead, Frank.
I walked in the door, so I didn't hear all your announcements. This will be the last meeting before Field Day, so if participants have signed up for Field Day, you'll want to either appear in person or certainly check in via Zoom. We'll have some updates on what we're doing and how we're doing it, and some reviews of things like the red tape protocol and rolling up cables, simple things like that that make setup and teardown very easy each year. So hopefully we'll see a lot of people there, and looking forward to Field Day. That's really all I've got. We'll hand it back to you, John. Please check me in. I've got to go ahead and get online and start registering some VE candidates who just passed their test.
Okay, very good, Frank. I don't know if you saw, but we now have nominees for all officer positions.
Oh, very good. Who has been nominated for secretary?
James Owen, KF8ANO, nominated himself.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, James. We appreciate it. And I think we'll have an exciting year coming up. There's some things in the works that we can't really talk about yet that I think are going to make for a very interesting and very exciting year in this club. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, John. I got to put some names in there and get some people their new ham licenses. Back to net, W8EZT. I'll try to catch on the band exploration net tonight.
Okay, Frank, very good. Yes, on 10 meters, 28.360 megahertz. Hope to hear you there. Thanks for checking in, and have a successful VE session there. Thanks. Okay, are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
K8ZT.
K8ZT, go ahead, Anthony.
I dropped the microphone in the middle of that. The newsletter is out. The link went out this morning. If you did not happen to see the email, if you go to our website, www.cfarc.org, there's a link down to the left in the news section to read the newest newsletter. This is K8ZT.
Thanks, Anthony, and thanks for the news about our nominee for secretary. Thanks a lot. Okay, are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? Please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar. Go ahead, Vince.
To piggyback on Anthony's comment about the fact that the newsletter went out this morning, also something that went out later today was an email to the membership to say, here's what I would like to see going forward for article submissions if you should so desire. If you want to submit articles, I threw my 2 cents out there, and that's what I would appreciate. If you don't want to submit articles, well, then don't read the email, and who cares? So anyway, John, that's all I got. You can check me in. Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar, back to net.
Okay, Vince, very good. Yeah, and that was interesting about the photographs and their captions and the size of the file. So, yeah, I submitted some pictures with captions and didn't have any trouble whatsoever with it getting too big. So, thanks for mentioning that. That's a great help to all who want to submit articles. Thanks. Okay, are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Okay, none heard, so I'll take check-ins, 5 check-ins, one at a time. Let me acknowledge each call sign one at a time. Okay.
Member Hotel, Mark and Akron, in and out.
Okay, I got N8NH, Mark and Akron, in and out. There was a pile up there, so go ahead and try again, others.
Okay.
Okay, I got a K, and so that sounded like K8HMS, Steve. And so whoever else was in there with Steve, go ahead.
KG8YAX and Louisville.
Okay, I got KD8YAX, and you're in and out, but we'll be listening. And then there was somebody else in there with Forrest.
Foxtrot 8, Bravo, Foxtrot, Tango, Bill.
Okay, I missed there was a double there again, but I got Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Tango, I think. So I need the beginning and the end, and if there's any corrections on that.
Yes, corrections are Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Bravo, Foxtrot Tango, name, Bill.
Okay, Bill, I got you in there, KF8BFT. Thanks. I will get back with you in a moment here. And I think there was somebody else in there also. Go ahead. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor, looking for check-ins.
K8PU.
Okay, K8PU, and a couple more.
And I'm in and out.
Okay, I got in and out. What was your call sign?
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Victor Delta, Tony, Merriman Valley.
Okay, KF8AVD, or AV Bravo, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, one more.
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo, John and Kenmore, in and out.
What was the letter after the kilo?
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo.
Okay, KB8VHK, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. One more, please. Okay, we'll stop there, and let's see. Let's go up to Steve, K8HMS. Go ahead, Steve, with your comments.
Hi, John. W8VPV, K8HMS. Yeah, good job pulling me out there. Yeah, good evening to you. Good evening to everybody. And not much going on. Just can't believe this weather. It's like fall again, but going to be warming up. So, yeah, and I didn't get in earlier. Maybe repeat where the other net is going to be at 9:30. So, thanks, John. K8HMS.
Okay, Steve, very good. Yeah, the band exploration net this evening is on 10 meters and on or about 28.360 megahertz upper sideband.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hope to hear you on there. Okay, so let's see who was next. Forrest was in and out, and so we have Bill, KF8BFT. Go ahead, Bill, with your comments.
Yes, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Bravo Foxtrot Tango. Comments. Relatively new member to the club, and also a new technician license, studying to be general. I've got a station set up now, and I was talking with Anthony earlier today. I just wanted to let it be known that I'm a retired automation engineer / fabricator, and it has been awesome from my career to be able to transfer it into this hobby. So if anybody's got any bewildering ideas that they can't quite get off the table, feel free to give me a contact, the KF8BFT, or look in the membership, and I'll work with you. I've got free CAD and all that kind of stuff I can help you with. So, back to the net.
Okay, very good. Yeah, the free CAD can come in handy there. So, thanks for mentioning that. And let's see, you probably don't have any HF equipment yet. So, but you do have the privilege to check in on the 10-meter net. Do you have any HF equipment?
Yes, I do. I just recently acquired a brand new Asus F710 Field. I've got cable already ran up my tower. I'm waiting on an in-fed wire that Anthony had helped me set up, and as soon as that arrives in the next couple days, I'll be able to transmit. But right now I can only listen, which is kind of awesome, just the fact that I've got 40 feet of cable directly up the tower. I can pick up some resonance. So yes, I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for the the anchor to get going. So back to the net.
Okay, very good. Well, listen in. Like I said, we'll be on 28.360 megahertz. Good luck with getting your general license soon, and hope to hear you on the HF bands soon. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, let's see. So next on the list is Larry, K8PU. Go ahead, Larry, with your comments.
Good evening, John. Everybody on the net. Congratulations to Bill there, and always glad to hear more guys getting on, and he seems pretty pumped up about it. That's great. That's all we need. So I'm kind of busy here, John. I'll just kind of cut it short here, and I'll come around for the 10-meter net 9:30. So back to you, W8VPV, K8PU.
Okay, Larry, very good. I'll listen for you later on the 10-meter net. Thanks for checking in, and hope to hear you then. Let's see, next was, KFA-VB was in and out, and so was KB8VHK. So that takes us to the bottom of the list. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins. I'll take you one at a time now.
W8VPV, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8VQX, Joe in Akron.
Go ahead, Joe. This is John, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray at the mic for Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Go ahead.
W8VPV, this is KE8VQX. Hello, John, and everyone on the net. Haven't been here for a few weeks. Good to hear everyone, though. No real traffic. I might try, well, I will try to be on the band exploration net later on, but my antenna has somehow developed demons, especially on 10 meters. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Nothing physically wrong, but 20 meters was fine today. I got Guatemala and Italy. So anyway, we'll give her a shot later on. And with that, this is KE8VQX, back to net control.
Okay, Joe, very good. We'll be listening for you there. So thanks for checking in, and hope to hear you later. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
November 8th, Bravo Alpha Yankee, Ralph in Stowe.
N8BAY, Ralph in Stowe, go ahead.
This is N8BAY. Good evening, John, and everyone on the net. Really don't have anything to contribute tonight. Just wanted to say hello and hope everyone has a great week. This is N8BAY, back to net.
Okay, Ralph, very good. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good week yourself, too. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Papa X-Ray.
KE8ZPX, go ahead.
Hello, everybody on the net. I don't got much to contribute tonight either. I'm looking forward to field day. I'll be looking for on Wednesday. Back to the net.
Okay, Jesse, very good. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
Whiskey Alpha 8 Radio, Charlie, November.
W8RCN, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, John. How you doing? WA8RCN in Cuyahoga Falls here. And say evening to you and everybody listening. And well, now we got things caught up around here a little bit, and the grass stopped growing as much as it did, then we can start working on antennas now. So the tower's been up since fall, and now we got all these beam antennas. We got to get pretty much all together. Just got to start putting them up one at a time. So we going to start that project here this week here now. So hopefully get them all up there in the next month or so. W8VPV, W8RCN.
Yeah, very good, Jim. Yeah, I still have to run the coax cables here in the house, the new cables that I'm going to have going up the tower one of which goes to the X7, and the X7 is in the garage now in pieces, so I'll be assembling that over the next couple of months, and then I think I'm going to wait till the cooler weather to do the to tilt the tower over and take the CL33M off and put the X7 on, and the new mast. So, but I should have the X7 all completed by then, and I'll be checking its operation before I go putting it on the tower. So that's what's going on here. But I went to the Breeze Shooters Hamfest yesterday, and I got all the information and parts that I need to complete that project. So I'll be working at it a little bit at a time here in the parts in the house, and then be ready for a quick changeover there with the antennas. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Maybe we'll hear you on 10 meters. Will you be on there?
Yeah, I can stop by. I got I still got. Well, I got an inverted V up there. I loaded that, put a tuner through everything, and it's really for 80 meters, but I fool the radio with the tuner. It sees 50 ohms and it works, so that's what I've been using. Sort of a Schlackhouse antenna, but it gets me on the air until I get all these beams up on the tower and get everything going. So yeah, we'll catch you later. W8RCN.
Okay, Jim, very good. I'll be listening for you. Thanks. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W03X at the mic, asking for check-ins.
Evening, John, WB8YYS, Greg and Kent.
WB8YYS, go ahead, Greg.
Evening, John, Russ Group. Sorry I'm late. Got involved on another net there that just broke up. But good evening, everybody on the net. Good to hear a couple of new folks on there as well. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the net there as well. Looking forward to seeing a good turnout at the meeting on Wednesday as the officer election will be going by. So we have a good turnout on that. Also like to remind everybody, if you would, to bring something of the non-perishable member, or non-perishable item, I guess I should say, that we put in what the church calls a blessing box for some of those that rely on their food kitchen, and it's something I'd like to continue through the rest of the year. I finally got the word program figured out, so I'll have what they're looking for on the next newsletter as well. So it's about all I got, John. Had a pretty decent weekend there, helped with a bike event up in Burton on Sunday, and that was a 10-hour event. By the time I got home, I was pretty well beat, and I got a little bit of sun to boot, so it was warm yesterday, but quite a difference from today. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit. John, that's all I got. I say good evening, everybody, once again, and we'll see you Wednesday at the meeting. W8VPV, WB8YYS. We'll see you then.
Yeah, very good, Greg. Yeah, we got a nominee. We now have a nominee for each officer position. James Owen, let's see, what's his call sign? KF8ANO, and he's in the same 6-character grid square that I'm in. So he nominated himself. So that's very good. And yeah, I forgot about the canned good announcement, so I'll mention that in the closing. Well, maybe I'll mention it now while maybe some are still listening. So we'll see you Wednesday there, Greg. WB8YYS, I'll break with you. And yes, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, and what Greg was talking about is that where we have our meeting in person, we are going to take every time we meet there, each of us is asked to bring one canned good for their. They have a service there for people that don't have enough food. So I bring them on Wednesday, June 12th, and then every time that we meet there. So that's what Greg was referring to. Okay, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
KE8 KVI, in and out.
KE8 KVI, Ron, I have you in and out, thanks. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
W8VPV, KE8, NMZ, mobile, in and out, Twinsburg, 73.
That was that KE8 Mike November Zulu?
Negative, that is November Mike Zulu. November Mike Zulu, KE8 NMZ.
Okay, I got you, KE8 NMZ. Thanks for checking in, 73, and I have you as in and out. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. I'll repeat the announcements. Okay, this Wednesday, that's June 12th, is our in-person and on Zoom meeting, and we will be having the officer elections, and that meeting starts at 7:30, both in person and on Zoom. To get to the Zoom link, go to our website, www.cfarc.org, and on the right side of the page, scroll down to June 12th, and the link for the Zoom meeting is there. We will be having the officer elections, and I don't think we'll have to vote since we don't have competition for any positions. Let's see. Unless somebody nominates somebody else for one of the officer positions by then. So we'll see how that goes. Also, there will be a discussion about Field Day, since that's our last gathering before Field Day, and Field Day is on June 22nd and 23rd. So come on to the meeting there and see what all is involved with our Field Day operation. And as I mentioned a moment ago, please bring one canned good to the in-person meeting, and Greg has suggested that we bring one canned good per person in person to the in-person meeting for each in-person meeting. Let's see now. Also, on the activities, August 28th will be our club picnic, and it will most likely be at Waterworks Park. So put that on your calendar there. Let's see what, I assume that's a Wednesday. Yes, it's a Wednesday. It's the fourth Wednesday of August. That will be the club picnic, presumably in Waterworks Park. And the newsletter came out today, and also a message from Vince, the newsletter editor, mentioning about photographs and captions and things like that. And it's interesting to read that because it references the file size, which may surprise some people, that the files are not as big as they might seem that they would be, so they can be submitted readily by following the guidelines that the newsletter editor mentions in his message there. Okay, the band expiration net this evening at 9:30 will be on 10 meters on or about 28.360 megahertz upper sideband. If you have the equipment, please check in if you can hear us. Okay, so with that, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins.
KB8 PRQ, Dale.
KB8 PRQ, go ahead with your comments.
This is the first time I've used this radio since I've had it. Well, I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm not quite new to the ham radio, but I just don't talk much. I'm a listener.
Okay, very good. You're coming in very well here into this repeater, so thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, are there any other last-minute check-ins here? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been John, and my call is W8VPV, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 19 check-ins counting myself and return the repeater to normal, customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:09 p.m. local time. 7-3.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night band exploration net. My name is John and my call is W8VPV. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This band exploration net meets every Monday evening at 9:30 p.m. local time, preceded by the VHF-UHF net at 9:30. At 8:30 and Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. The frequency of this band exploration net changes every week, and the frequency can be seen on our calendar. The first Monday, it is on 6 meters on or about 50.270 megahertz. On a second Monday, like it is this evening, it's on 10 meters on or about 28.360 megahertz. On a third Monday, it's on 40 meters, somewhere around 7.187 megahertz, sometimes up as high as close to 7.20 megahertz. And then on a fourth Monday, it is on 75 meters, around 3.827 megahertz. When checking in, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. Also, let me know if you have any comments or traffic for the net, or if you're checking in and out. I will start with announcements, and then ask for officers or members who have special.
After that, I'll call for check-in.
When all have checked in, I will repeat the announcements. After that, I'll give one last call for check-in and then close the net. Okay, here are the announcements. The next regular gathering of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will be this Wednesday, June 12th at 7:30 p.m. On Zoom, it will be on the link, which you can find by going to our webpage, www.cfarc.org, and scroll down along the right side there to find June 12th, and the link for the Zoom meeting will be there. And that starts at 7:30, just like the in-person version of it. And in person, we meet at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ, which has an address of 130 Broad Boulevard in Cuyahoga Falls. But you enter the building by going in the door, which is off the corner of the parking lot, which you get to on 2nd Street, south of Broad Boulevard. When checking in, please give your call, your location, and let me know if you have any comments or traffic for the net, or if you're checking in and out. Okay, let's see. And then, so this June 12th meeting, we will have the officer election and we got a nominee. We have a nominee for all positions, and so today KF8ANO nominated himself as secretary. So now we have a nominee for each position. Let's see here, and also it's been requested by the club president that we each bring a non-perishable food item, usually a canned good, to the building where we meet for the in-person meeting. So we'll start that this Wednesday, and every time we meet at that building, we will bring one. They have a service there for to help those who need food donated to them. So that's what this is for. That's to help out the program that goes on there. And this will be the last gathering before Field Day. Field Day is on June 22nd and 23rd. And it starts at 2 p.m. Saturday, June 22nd, and ends at 2 p.m. Sunday, June 23rd. But there's setup and teardown involved. So we have a link on the website where you can sign up for what you can help out regarding Field Day. And then eventually there will be a time slot for operating. We are planning to possibly have 5 stations, so we would like to have all 5 of them being operated for the whole 24 hours. So eventually, like I said, we'll have a time slot selection for people to operate during. And the newsletter came out today, and also there is a message to all of us from the newsletter editor regarding pictures and captions and file size. And I myself have submitted pictures with captions, and the file size is not too big. So read his message there so that you can send him pictures with a caption, and the file size will not be too big to go through the email service. So take a look at that message. Let's see, that's all that I have in the way of announcements. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W03X at the mic, asking, are there any officers or members who have items of special interest for the net here? Please call at this time. Okay, not hearing any. I'll take check-ins. I'll just take you one at a time for this net here. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in. Okay, for KD8 Kilo Delta 8 Yankee Alpha X-ray, I have you, and I'll mark you as in and out. And there was somebody else in there. Go ahead. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in.
K8PU.
K8PU. Go ahead, Larry, with your comments.
Oh, don't know what to say. I wish it was 85 and sunny in Cuyahoga Falls, but wait a couple, 2 or 3 days, it's probably going to be close to 90 from what I understand. Yeah, it was kind of cool, but it worked out. Give us a chance to rest the air conditioner and everything. That's about it, John. Looking forward to seeing everybody Wednesday evening, and same old request, save me a seat there if you would, because if I'm a little late, I don't want to have to go back room and stand.
Yeah, I know what you mean there, about standing room only. So, yeah, we'll see you there. And, yeah, if you want 85 degrees and sunny, like for tomorrow, you have to get out that sun lamp again there and turn that thing on. So, thanks for checking in, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in. Okay, I got Kilo Foxtrot 8. Go ahead. Kilo Foxtrot 8, your signal went away. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Please try again. Kilo Foxtrot 8 something. Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened there, but I'll mark you as check-in number 3. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in. Whiskey. It's Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in. Okay, Kilo Foxtrot 8. It seems like your signal drops off there. Instead of Kilo Foxtrot 8, just say the suffix to your call sign after the 8. Well, I'm not hearing anything after the Kilo Foxtrot 8, but I can tell that it's the same person. So I have you marked down here as number 3. So we'll move on to number 4. Maybe you can come back later. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-in. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Okay, well, not hearing any. I'll repeat the announcements and then I'll ask for check-ins again there. I'll give a last call for check-in. Okay, so this Wednesday, June 12th, is our gathering, and both in person and on Zoom. It starts at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, and on Zoom, the link is on the calendar. If you go to our webpage, www.cfarc.org, scroll down to June 12th, and the link for the Zoom meeting is there. And then in person, the address is 130 Broad Boulevard, Cuyahoga Falls. But you enter for the gathering from the parking lot. In the corner of the parking lot is the entrance to our gathering area, and that parking lot is on 2nd Street, south of Broad Boulevard. Again, that starts at 7:30, and President Greg, WB8YYS, has requested that each of us bring a canned goods to the gathering as a contribution to the organization that owns that building, and for in appreciation of their allowing us to use that meeting room. Again, that's June 12th, this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So we will be having officer nomination or officer elections, and we now have a nominee for every officer position. And let's see, also, that is the last gathering before Field Day. Field Day is June 22nd and 23rd, from 2 p.m. on the 22nd to 2 p.m. on the 23rd. But there's preparation set up before the 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 22nd. So please go to the website www.cfarc and look for Field Day, and if you haven't already, then take a look and sign up for that for helping out for the setup and possibly operation if you would like to. And there'll be a get on the air station for those who are newly licensed and have not operated very much at all. So you can operate. There'll be a upper level licensee there to help you operate, and you can operate in areas that you're not permitted to operate on your own according to your license level. And that GOTA, Get on the Air Station, will be available all the way from 2 p.m. Saturday to 2 p.m. Sunday. So you can come down during the night there. I'll be operating on one of the fly-band stations during the night for several hours. So there'll always be somebody there, and there'll be somebody that can will operate, be there as a coach. So come on to the Wednesday, June 12th gathering and see what the field day operation is all about. And let's see, August 28th is our club picnic, and it will most likely be somewhere in Waterworks Park. So put that on your calendar. That's August 28th. Let's see here. That's all that I have in the way of announcements. So this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-in. I'm going to turn, I'm on a vertical antenna right now. I'm going to turn my antenna toward the northwest and switch to that antenna and give a call there maybe for K8HMS. So I'm turning the antenna now, and okay, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to switch antennas. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-in. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-in. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-in. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-ins on a different antenna. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-in. Okay, well, not hearing any. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. As mentioned earlier, this band exploration net meets every Monday at 9:30 p.m. Next week, the frequency will be on 40 meters on or about 7.187 megahertz. Usually we go up some, but the one frequency that we chose recently, 7.200, seems to be a really busy frequency. So look for us around 7.190, or maybe we'll go below 7.187. We'll see. Okay, so please feel free to check in regularly, even if only for a moment. All comments are welcome and valuable to us. This has been John, and my call is W8VPV, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net and return the frequency to normal customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:56 p.m. local time, with 4 check-ins, counting myself. 73